Messenger of Sino-Tibetan Unity. Princess Wencheng, Empress of Songtsen Gampo, Zanpoche of the Tubo Dynasty.
In the early years of the Tang Dynasty, a robust ethnic regime, the Tubo, emerged on the Tibetan plateau in the southwest corner of the motherland. In 636 AD, the 10th year of the Zhenguan, young Songtsen Gampo, Zanpo of the Tubo Dynasty, Songtsen Gampo,
put down a rebellion and accomplished the task of unifying the Tibetan plateau.
Songtsen Gampo proposed to the Tang Dynasty for marriage several times, but Emperor Tang Taizong did not consent.
In the winter of 640 AD, Songtsen Gampo sent Shima Dongzan, the Prime Minister, and Jizai Gongting as the first and second envoys, carrying 5,000 taels of gold and a large number of valuable gifts, and led 100 of his followers to Chang'an, the capital city of the Tang Dynasty. After traveling thousands of kilometers through the grasslands from Lhasa to propose marriage to the Tang Emperor Taizong once again. This time, Emperor Tang Taizong accepted Songtsen Gampo's request
and promised to marry Princess Wencheng, the royal family's daughter, to him.
When the news reached Princess Wencheng, she had conflicting feelings.
As a young woman who was to be married to a distant frontier, far away from home and unable to communicate with her relatives, and with customs very different from those in the Central Plains, she was inevitably uneasy and sad. However, she understood the emperor's intention and her responsibility. She realized that intermarriage would make the people of China and Tibet friendly for generations.
So she agreed to the marriage and carefully planned her future life. She also summoned Shima Dongzan to learn about the Tubo people's products, customs, and habits. She prepared for her marriage to the desolate and cold Qinghai Tibetan plateau. Tang Taizong prepared a generous dowry for Princess Wencheng, with all kinds of daily utensils, jewels, silk and satin, clothing, accessories and other things,
showing the Tang dynasty's affluence and the country's strength.
She was also sent to the original Chinese scriptures, history, medicine, literature, calendars and other books and all kinds of advanced production technology, the essence of the Central Plains culture to Tibet. He also prepared another clean car to carry the statue of Sakyamuni Buddha.
She sent 25 young and beautiful maids of honor, an orchestra, and many artisans and cooks who made household goods,
as well as the family of the princess's nanny, to accompany Princess Wencheng to Tubo. Princess Wencheng's entry into Tibet.
Tang Taizong sent his younger brother, Li Daizong, the Minister of Rites, to officiate the marriage and escort Princess Wencheng to Tubo. In the first month of 641 AD, she departed from Chang'an and all the court ministers came to see her off.
At a pavilion 10 miles west of Chang'an, Princess Wencheng and Shima Dongzan said goodbye to the crowd who saw her off and left Chang'an.
There are many legends about Princess Wencheng on her way to Tibet. When the princess crosses the Sun and Moon Mountain in Qinghai, as if it was another heaven, she cannot help but produce sadness of homesickness, tang along to comfort her, especially with gold casting the sun and moon model of each one. Sent a person far away from home to send, asked the princess to carry with her. Since then, this mountain has been called Sun and Moon Mountain.
Now, there is still an old stone monument on the mountain, the monument on the Sun and Moon Mountain.
The old stone monument is still there. The old stone monument is still there.
Monument on the Sun and Moon Mountain. 3 big words can still be seen. Qinghai, there is a river. This river flows from east to west into the Qinghai Lake.
The legend says that it would have been from the west to the east, because Princess Wencheng from this river,
to abandon the sedan chair by horse into the grasslands, she fell farther away from home every day than the day, cannot help but lose their voices and cry, because of her cry.
Only appeared in the world to the east of the river, only this water to the west.
Because of her crying, the phenomenon of all rivers go east,
but only this water flows west appeared, from which the name of the river Bleed came.
Although these stories are legends, they also show the people's deep remembrance of the princess, and the association of her name with the names of many places
shows that Princess Wencheng's entry into Tibet significantly contributed to the development of national friendship. The news of Princess Wencheng's marriage reached Tubo, causing great joy and excitement among the Tibetan people,
who, to minimize the difficulties of the princess's journey, prepared horses, cattle, boats,
drinking water and food in many places to welcome her. When Princess Wencheng and her entourage arrived at Bohai near the source of the Yellow River, Songtsen Gampo also came from Tubo to meet them.
He wore a hand robe and sash, and dressed up as a son-in-law of the Tang Dynasty. As a son-in-law of the Tang Dynasty, he paid a visit to Li Daozong,
and expressed his heartfelt gratitude to the Tang Daozong for giving Princess Wencheng marriage to him, and invited Li Daozong to send greetings to him, who bid the King of Tibet goodbye and returned to Chang'an. Songtsen Gampo took the princess to Lhasa. When Princess Wencheng arrived in Lhasa, the people of Tibet dressed in festive costumes to welcome the Zhangma'ai, the queen who had traveled thousands of miles to Lhasa. Songtsen Gampo used to live in a tent but to marry the princess. He built a magnificent palace in Lhasa, the Patala Palace, where he and Princess Wencheng held a grand wedding. To this day, the Patala Palace still preserves the ruins of their wedding cave and their statues. When Princess Wencheng arrived in Tubo, she brought with her advanced culture and technology, as well as various kinds of grains, vegetable seeds, handicrafts, medicinal herbs, teas and books, which promoted the development of Tubo's agriculture and animal husbandry, handicrafts as well as religion and culture. Before Princess Wencheng came to Tibet, the Tubo people lived in tents and wore felt furs. Still, after the princess came to Tibet, the upper-class people changed to live in houses, and some of them began to wear silk and satin, which changed their living habits and improved their living conditions. At the same time, the princess suggested that Songtsen Gampo create his Tibetan script. Until then, there was no writing in Tubo, and everything was written down in the primitive way of tying knots in rope or carving wood. So he instructed Songtsen Gampo to create 30 alphabets, pinyin, and a grammar for making sentences, and from then on, the Tubo had their script. At that time, there was no official and reliable calendar in Tubo, and it was March when the wheat was ripe at the beginning of the year. Lord Wencheng brought the astronomical calendar of the Tang Dynasty to Tubo, and Tubo began to use the lunar calendar of the Tang Dynasty, which was very convenient for developing Tubo's economy and culture, especially for agricultural production. The princess was also a devout Buddhist. She recited many Buddhist scriptures and knew divination, which was the most popular among the Tubans at that time. According to the Tibetan history books, when the construction of the Great Sho Temple is to ask the princess of divination to select an auspicious place in the then Logishuan fill the lake to start the construction. Under the influence of Princess Wencheng and Lord Nepalese Brahmaputra, Songtsen Gampo came to believe in Buddhism, which gradually spread widely in Tubo. After Princess Wencheng entered Tibet, she promoted the economic and cultural development of the Tibetans. Songtsen Gampo kept sending his noble children to Chang'an to study, and many learned people from the Tang Dynasty were hired to take charge of documents in Tubo, strengthening the friendly relations between the Chinese and Tibetans. In the 23rd year of the reign of Emperor Shangguan, Emperor Taizong of the Tang Dynasty passed away. Songtsen Gampo went to Chang'an to mourn and offered 15 kinds of gold, silver and jewels, and asked to place them in front of Emperor Taizong's Lingying. Emperor Gaozong of the Tang Dynasty assumed the throne and named Songtsen Gampo the extra horse, harnessed by the side of a team and king of the Westsi County, and bestowed 2,000 pieces of goods. Songtsen Gampo died in 650 CE, the first year of the Yonghui reign. Emperor Gaozong was so sad that he sent General Xian Yu Quangji to pay homage to Songtsen Gampo. After Songtsen Gampo's death, Princess Wencheng lived for another 30 years, and continued to devote herself to the great cause of friendship and unity between the Tang Dynasty and the Tombs. In 688, the princess died of the black pox epidemic in Tibet. She lived in Tibet for 40 years. After Princess Wencheng's death, the Tibetan people held a grand funeral, expressing their respect and love for her. The Tibetans also set 2 festivals in her honor: the 15th day of the 4th month of the Tibetan calendar, which is the Sashima Dorwa festival of the Tibetans, and the 15th day of the 10th month of the Tibetan calendar, which is said to be the day of the princess's birth. Every time these 2 festivals are celebrated, the Tibetan people hold solemn commemorative and prayer activities. The statue of Princess Wencheng is still enshrined in the Patala Palace and the Dowager Temple in Lhasa, Tibet,
and many stories about Princess Wencheng are still circulating in Tibetan folklore.